some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah, hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day.
Hi there, folks. I'm Dan Hollifield. Welcome to Stupid O'Clock. Joe is going to be a little bit late. He is down in Dalton doing some prep work for Hallowcon. Chris may be with him as well. I do not know. But with me at the moment, we got John Scarborough. Bright and shiny. Oh, you finally figured out how to get rid of most of the red.
No.
Oh.
But I did get rid of a beard today.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to work on getting some sunshine on my face. So.
I'm going to have to get a haircut sometime real soon. But
yeah, look! I'm starting to look like a hippie. I mean, you're supposed to look like a hippie. I'm not. Okay.
Yeah, your hair is at least what, half an inch long?
What's an inch? Yeah, it's about.
Oh, evidently you had some overseas news to share with the audience.
Oh, yes. North Korea today tried to launch a destroyer that they just built. Ask me how that went.
How did that go?
Not too good. For those of you who don't know, they tried to launch it sideways, which a lot of, if they don't have a large harbor, they tend to do this. But they tried to launch it sideways, and apparently it launched a little bit too much sideways and did an imitation of a submarine. And so, which is bad for a destroyer.
Yeah, really.
And apparently, the glorious leader is not too happy tonight. We do not know at this time how many dockyard workers have been shot, but apparently they went from building warships to picking rice for the rest of their life. So
maybe. Hey, Donna.
Oh, got to do that too. You see, we got Carl, we got Donna.
Mm-hmm. So far, that's it. But
Joe is in Dalton. Chris probably is too.
Probably
because they've got a convention going on at the hotel where we normally have Hallowcon. It's what do they call it? Uncon.
Uncon. Okay.
The Dead Pirate Convention. So.
Yeah. I was asked if I was Jay sent me an email and asked me if I was going. I'm good. There's too much.
Yeah, I know.
It's outflow overbalancing my income at the moment. So
that's one of the reasons I can make it to Chattacon is because they have it in the middle of winter. And there just aren't that many cons going on at that time. Of course, when all the kids are out of school, and the summer months are nice and bright, that's when everybody wants to have their convention. And so it's like every weekend there's half a dozen conventions within driving range. So it's
Yes. And oh, I told you about the contractors working on the house. Started pulling up some of the floor to replace it and go, ooh, termites. I got a call guy. And the guy he called knows a guy. So, yeah, evidently we got to have a full termite treatment before the contractor replace the floors can go ahead and rip up the rest of the floor and replace it, because he said no use putting down brand new subfloor if the termites are going to eat it.
No, you want to get rid of the termites before you put in the new wood.
So. Exactly. So that's what we're waiting. That puts the schedule back a little bit. But I told the pest control fellow, he said, all I've got to do is come out here and get you to sign a contract and cut a check for the actual work. There's nothing. We don't have to get inside the house. We'll do it all from the crawl space. But they're going to do a lot of work that I'm glad I wouldn't have to do. But, and then after the initial treatment, it's only $125 a year for follow-up visits to keep spraying.
Okay. They've got a news release here. I'm reading from Business Insider.
Mm-hmm.
And they said the problem with the launch, like I said, it was a sideways launch, but apparently the back end broke loose before the front end did. So it slid like sideways and crushed part of the ship.
So much for their invincible image.
And Kim Jong-un, the glorious leader, is, you see, he has slammed the mishap as a criminal act and censured the officials involved. Censured. I believe that involves AK-47s.
No, Carl, I don't think so. I don't think that'll buff out at all. Oh, Jew Dogs removed our subtitles. We don't have our cutesy little phrases under our pictures.
We don't.
I don't see any. Do you?
Oh, hang on a second. No, we don't. So where's that button? Edit layout, new layout. No. Doesn't say edit name. Or it's got the edit name thing, but let's see, banners, media assets. I know what I'm looking for. I just can't find it.
It's something Joe Dog did, I'm sure.
I kind of know what it is. I just got to find it. Oh, here we go. There we are.
Okay. Popped them back in.
They were just turned off for some odd reason. Oh, there was an update. StreamYard added something today. So.
Okay. I'll have to check on.
They got something new. I don't know how it works or whatever, but apparently you can add the comments to the screen, and it's like the rolling thing where as everybody comments, they roll across the screen.
Oh.
I don't know how that works. I know they're talking about it, but
okay, you changed it there, and it's showing up on Last Man Standing now also. I didn't notice that it was gone from there earlier. All right. We'll wait till later in the show for me to open that up just to keep the computer working.
Oh, here it is. I'm looking for it, and where is it? Right at the top of the comment section.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to turn this on just so. There it goes. Okay. Okay. Somebody type something in the comment block, please. Carl, Donna. It's in beta. It is not. There we go. Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's in the small type at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. Without a magnifying glass, I can't read what they're saying, so it's not very useful.
Oh, that's not the button. Let me see here. I was trying to figure out if it would let you change the size thing. It is awful damn small.
Yeah.
Cute, but small. Yeah. Fortunately, we haven't had this feature until now, so every time some porn star tries to talk about his benefits,
Yeah, you switched it off. It's fine.
yeah, I turned it off. Yeah, nobody can see it. So, unless, ooh, wait a minute. Let's try that. Okay, Carl, type me something, boy.
Boy. Yeah, it's still useless. It gives you a two-tone shirt and tries to cover up your face a little bit. Like most of the other StreamYard doodads that they stuck us with. Yeah, covered part of a proposal.
Well, if we pick the right screen thing over here, like that one, or nope, that ain't it. Nope, that ain't it either. That one might work. We're playing with the buttons, kids. Just okay. That's nope. Wait, hey, well, no, that was not bad, but it's on the wrong side of the screen. It won't let you invert it, will it? Okay. Oh well.
Don't know.
See, that would be cool if you could, like, backspace and invert the thing. So.
Or up and down arrow or something.
Yeah. Of course, we do have a background thing that probably hides a lot. If we had a different, more solid background instead of all these clocks. Probably
they got a bunch of different brand new show views, but yeah, it looks like if you got your presentation screen to the right and the people on the panel, nope, other way around. People on your panel to your left, or presentation screen on the left and people on the panel on the right. It's still going to cover up all kind of stuff. So,
it is in beta.
Yeah. That means they got to get enough complaints before they even think about trying to change it.
No, it means they got to get some money before they'll think about changing it.
Good luck with that, kids. Joe Dog will cancel his whole StreamYard thing if they keep going up. The price keeps going up any further. I'm still waiting to find out whether Joe Bachman is going to get that. Yeah, you got this one for life. You're tied in. We can't ever charge you more. the next time he has to renew his StreamYard, is it going to work? Or did they just tell him it was going to be permanent just to get him to stop complaining?
Oh, I was trying to find something else to talk about. Let me see. Let's look up Uncon and see if they've got a web presence. Uncon.
I'm pretty sure they would.
Let's see. It sent me to the University of Connecticut.
May have to expand those search terms a little bit.
Dead Pirates Uncon. That explains the name.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. It is in Dalton at the Econo Lodge. It's 4 days. Apparently, they do start. I guess they started on Thursday. Is that it? They really need to expand their web presence because
got no power over that. Got to talk to Jay. It's his convention.
So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday apparently.
Yeah, most people will arrive Thursday just for setup. Apparently, we will have our cat sitter for LibertyCon.
Mm-hmm.
And if Lindsay had followed everyone's advice and just not gotten too overactive and refused to wear her sling, today would have been 6 weeks to heal her broken collarbone. But she can't sit still. And she can't follow advice.
We have there's a radio station here in town that is going to be featuring the Black Jacket Symphony. That's the Chattanooga Symphony Orchestra. But they have a part of it that does special events.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be doing a Jimmy Buffett concert. Full orchestral Jimmy Buffett concert.
Yes, Carl, she did. About every other day, she overdoes it. Oh. All I can do is advise. I can't make her do anything. One of my first wedding presents to her, Carl, was a very sharp knife. I don't think the paracord's going to last too long. She's still got one good arm. Anyway, the upshot of the situation is that the contractors show up one day and tell us what they plan to do the next day, and then they show up the next day and they start doing something entirely different. So I don't know what's going on with that, unless the contractor is ADHD and just can't concentrate on one thing at a time, which is entirely possible. He got a lot of irons in the fire anyway. But he's not even going to attempt to do any more with the floor until after the termite treatment has been done. And they don't need us to do that. They'll be in the crawl space. There's no lock on that. We don't have to open it up for them. They know where it is. He crawled around inside there and go, hey, there's a bunch of crap that needs to be gotten out of here so we can take the moisture barrier up and put you a brand new moisture barrier down, because this is very old. Not unless he joins a little bit later, Kiri, but it's good to see you. He said he was going to be here, but probably late. So we don't know if he's driving back to Chattanooga, if he's got a room for the entire con and is just going to use his phone or a laptop to try and come in, or what. We'll find out when it happens, or doesn't, as the case may be. Oh. Oh, the new barn is really nice. It's a 10 by 16 with a 4-foot wide loft on each end. So I'm going to have to build steps to get up there, because I ain't hauling a ladder around like that all the damn time. But it'd be a nice place to store stuff that isn't Georgia summertime indoor heat with no AC. Contraindicated. Oh no, the pump house is only 6 by 5. I got a whole new barn besides that. And they were actually putting the pump house together the same day that the barn was delivered. Guy just unloaded it in the middle of the road outside the driveway, hooked up a little 3-wheel tow motor to it, raised up one end and drug it through the yard on skids on the back end. He was very nice. He put it exactly the way I wanted it, and almost exactly where I wanted it. The only reason he couldn't put it exactly where I wanted it was because there's still too many tree roots sticking up out of the ground, and he would have trouble putting the concrete blocks under it. So I go, phew. No, it's 2 buildings. It's 2 buildings, separated by 30, maybe 40 yards. But I spent the last couple of days toting stuff from inside the house and temporarily storing it inside the barn. When we're no longer using it to store the living room and dining room furniture so that they can rip the floor up and redo it, I will put work tables on 3 walls, and maybe a bunch of shelves that don't um, interrupt the door. And I'll have to build a ramp so that when everything's done, I can put all the lawnmowers in there. Uh, and two push mowers, I could get in there just brute strength, but there's no way the zero turn is going to be um, able to climb that difference between the ground layer and the floor. Well, that's where I'm gonna store the cast iron cookware. Yeah, thank you, John. That's where I'm gonna store the cast iron cookware on shelves in there rather than in the little utility shed that I bought. Um, um, put everything in totes, plug up any vent holes in the totes so that nothing else can get in there, and kind of keep it out of the rain, keep it out of a lot of the moisture, I hope. The loft in it is high enough to where we were standing around watching the guy wheel it back to the side yard, and we're going, is that going to clear your um, power line that's running to the house and the electric meter? And it cleared it by less than a foot, maybe 8 inches at the most. Should be shown on the cooking show. Will Carl, if it has to be shown that I got to go to the barn to get my cast iron, um, um, I just don't know. Oh, once it's all done, yeah. And the yard is mowed. It is a barn. The the pump house is, like I said, 6 by 5 uh, square and about 6.5 feet tall. You would be bumping your head if you went into the well house. Now I'm going to put a little one of my weather stations. I'm going to put the sensor inside the well house and figure out whether or not I've got to get
And then
a
you'll know what the weather is like inside the warehouse. Well house.
yeah, when it gets
Hey, it's raining
freezing.
in the well house.
When it's freezing, hopefully I can flip a switch and a little infrared lamp will come on inside and keep the pipes from freezing. I've still got to insulate it on the inside. But oh, Donna, silly neighbors mowed their lawn in the rain today. I try not to ever do that. I've had enough times when I've been on the tractor and had to bush hog or plow or whatever in rain, sleet, snow. Um, unless I was on the biggest tractor that had a sunroof on its roll bar, hailstorm, I would probably pull off and park somewhere. Let's see. Anything else been going on? Oh, well, my mother let herself get dehydrated. Um, and I was waiting on the contractor to show up and the barn to be delivered. So I couldn't go. Lindsay went by herself. She said it's very easy to undo the seatbelt when you're behind the steering wheel, but when your left arm is in a sling, it's much more difficult to open the car door and get out. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Kiri. Why would anyone do that? Thank you for the explanation, Donna. They were both lawyers, no common sense. Yeah, that's the way these things work out sometimes. Um, let's see, what else have I got to do besides go to the hardware store tomorrow to pick up some bits and pieces. The barn doors will not stay open unless they're propped open, so I'm going to get some chain and some latches to just hold them open when I need to be in there. I did tell John my hopefully workable plan for putting solar panels on the well house.
Okay, he did tell me about that.
And get a little power bank to put inside of it. So with any luck, the solar panels will be enough to keep it charged up enough for me to have a light and a infrared lamp in there to keep the inside from getting too cold once it gets to be wintertime and not have any of the pipes freeze up. And if that works out, I'll put solar panels on the roof of the barn too and get a slightly larger power bank to put in there for charging up all my battery operated tools and occasionally running my drill press. Because that ain't battery operated. But I don't know. We'll see what we can see. Maybe that I'll have to add the solar panels just a couple at a time to keep it under budget. Lindsay has not heard this plan yet. Please don't tell her. She's gonna think
the
it's gonna
boss
be.
hasn't approved this plan yet, eh?
No. It's better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. So,
Of course, one of the nice things about being older is you can just tell people it's always been that way. You just don't remember.
well, no. If she knew about it before I started doing it, she would go, "That's too much money. We can find something cheaper." And my only response would be, "What? Hiring an electrician to come out and put more breakers in the breaker box and run 40 feet of Romex cable underground to come up through the floor of the shed of the barn?" Yes, Carl, that's exactly right. Oh, she'd notice because I'd be up there on the roof putting these damn things in. They don't. Uh, well, I started to say they don't come with installation, but yeah, you can get them installed for you. That just costs a whole lot more money. Yeah, and I can just see it. One day, Donna calls Carl into her office and goes, "What's that clothesline hanging from your office window?" It's not a clothesline, it's a shortwave antenna. Uh, Carl, I wish I could, but that would tend to drain batteries down too far. Um, oh, wait a minute. I could put a light up there and get an electrician to come out and drive a metal rod in the ground and split the power for the well pump to the rotary light on top of the TARDIS. So every time the well pump kicked on, so would the light. But I rethought the plan about making the wellhouse look like a TARDIS. The last thing I need is more excuses for stupid drivers on this road to um, go into the ditch trying to figure out where there's a big blue box that says police public call box in my yard. The nice thing is the doors on it have not one, but two places where you can put padlocks. Of course, it's just a tin shed. So anybody determined would be able to just bend the doors until they popped. And then they'll get inside and they go, "There's no metal in here. It's all plastic." Because I'm redoing the galvanized iron water pipes with this new thing called PEX that's supposed to not burst.
Is that the plastic tubing?
Yep.
Yeah, we got that when our pipe at our water meter broke. And it was that super PVC crap that'd been there for 25, 28 years, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to tear up our driveway to run the new water line. They use that PEX stuff, which is whatever. But again, it supposedly doesn't freeze and it lasts at least 30 years.
Donna wants to see Doctor Who with the new Tennant episodes. I don't have it, and since Sean Sullivan is needing a liver transplant, I have not wanted to bother him and get him to do it. It's on Disney Plus, which is annoying as all get out, but it's the only way I can see it. So, and there are other programs and movies on Disney Plus that I actually enjoy.
They're coming out with the third season of Foundation on Apple TV. Remember Isaac Asimov's Foundation?
I was just about to ask if that was what it was based on.
It's not too bad. It's got a really good cast. So it's it's a very visual. They went to a lot of effort to get the special effects straight. So it's actually kind of interesting to watch.
Good. Well, I mean, it's Asimov. He deserves high budget production of his
You
work.
do. And the third episode or the third season, they're going to introduce the mule.
Mm. So they're about to get into book 2 in the 3rd season.
Which was it? Foundation. There's Foundation, Second Foundation, Foundation's Edge. I used to have this book, and I wish I'd kept it now. That had all 3 of the first books in
one volume.
book. Yeah, and I was in the military at the time when I first read it, so I left it in the reading room for someone else to read once I read it a couple times. So. And it's kind of funny. I go back and I look at all those classic sci-fi novels that I had back then that I'd just paperback and stuff that I'd left in the reading room.
Mm.
And now I'm like, oh my God, that thing's going for $50 on Amazon. Oh, God. I bought it for $3. It's like,
Oh, I've got stuff I bought for 20 or 30 cents when it was new, but that was Scholastic Books versions. They were kind of cleaned up a little for kids.
I went to a Liberty Con one year, and Timothy Zahn was there.
Yeah.
And he brought out this one, he brought out a new book. It's called Triplet. And what's interesting is the book, he brought a box of books with him and autographed them and dated the autograph. And here's what's interesting. It's a first edition, of course, first edition. The first edition comes out in September. Oh, I'm sorry. The first edition came out in August. His autograph, of course, because it was LibertyCon, is for July. So I've got the book autographed by Timothy Zahn 1 month before it comes out.
Advanced reader copy. Oh, Lord. I've got so many advanced reader copies of stuff from Three Ravens. And, I've got one I do need to download. P.N. Elrod is rewriting her Vampire Detective series as quickly as possible. She wants to put back in all the parts her then publisher made her take out. And
the writer's cut,
exactly.
This is funny. I have told you I mowed the grass today, right? Then I went to Ace Hardware, bought some grass seed and some straw, and put some grass seed down, put straw on it, watered it, and all sorts of stuff. Came in, pulled my shoes off. Okay. There is hay everywhere in my room right now from where I had to go wash the shoes after that because it's just that they're covered in everything,
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting here looking at, I've literally got little chunks of, it looks like I planted grass seed in my bedroom. That's what it looks like.
Going green in a indoor way.
Hey, don't laugh. That's actually somewhat appealing.
Hey, but then you got to mow your room.
Got that or vacuum. I mean,
Piers Anthony did that with one of his books. Yeah, okay. I heard a friend of mine pretty much editorial comment sort of thing where he goes, yeah, Piers Anthony writes the best first book of every series he's got out. It's like, once you get to second or third, it starts going downhill, and then he's just beating a dead horse. But
wait a minute, what? Isn't that one of the books he wrote, Beating the Dead Horse? Or,
I don't know if it
no, the On a Pale Horse. No, okay, that was.
Well, after having read several of his series, I would
I was a
hesitate.
big when I was in the military. I was a big Xanth novel fan. I
Mm-hmm.
read it. And then of course after I left Berlin, I quit reading them. I don't know what that. Just while I was in Berlin, I had that Robot Adept, the Adept series that he did. I had a few of those. Uh,
Oh yeah, yeah, that's exactly right, Carl. Hate it when publishers keep wanting the book in the series. The author loses interest faster than the readers. Yeah, basically, after a while, they want to move on to a different idea. And like Douglas Adams, the publishers just keep throwing enough money at them to where they go, oh, all right, here's another one.
who was it? Was it Alistair MacLean? I think it was. He used to write all those great war and spy novels and stuff like that. And he wrote The Guns of Navarone. I think was one of his books he wrote. I'm thinking it's the same guy. But he wrote that one, and then the company that did the movie, The Guns from Navarone, it was pretty good hit, so they wanted a sequel. And he says, "No, I'm done with that." And they literally threw so much money at him that he wrote Force 10 from Navarone.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I will be back in a second.
Oh,
I have to go check on my beer supply real quick. I'll be right back.
all right. Aunt Donna, you're a special case. You had a lot of your stuff written before you ever got the first one published, and with every book, you're just getting more and more ideas to go into the next one in the series. You have not burned out on it. Now, Three Ravens may think I'm burned out on um, Marin Ibrahim stories because he wants another book of just mine, and he wants a third one of everybody else's in the shared universe. And I'm going, I haven't heard from some of those people in decades. I don't know. Um, if I can get in touch with them, you'll have to send them a contract for the rights. I can't do that. I don't even know the process. So I don't know if that third one's ever going to get done the way he wants it done. But I've got about a third of the second book of just my own written, but I've been working on so much other stuff that it's hard to pull an idea out of thin air and get going on that when I've got oh still got an unpublished novel. It's already been turned in. I did passable cover art for it, but it was. Will I have copies of Disposable Man at Hallowcon? Yes, I will. I've got several in a box near my elbow right now. Um, I had just bought like a dozen copies because that's about all I usually sell in a year at conventions. And then Scott emails me and goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot about your copies. How many do you need? Might as well make it an even 25." And he sent me the rest, so I think I've got 25 copies in that box there. That'll last me for a while, unless there's a huge run on them. Oh, some lady with what I thought was an Asian accent wanted to get in touch with me. She's called the house twice. She's called the house phone, so evidently it's not anybody I've ever met. Because they would have emailed. But she wouldn't get to the point, wouldn't say what she wanted, but it was just one of those, get in touch with me about your latest book. And I'm going, well, somebody noticed it's been released. Either they want to get me to jump ship from Three Ravens and sign a contract with them, or because of her accent, maybe she's trying to get publishing rights for China, in which case every copy that got sold there I'd never get paid for anyway. Yeah, well, Lindsay looked her up online, and she seems to be a legitimate publishing agent, but I've already got a publisher. So why? Yeah, that's scam calls. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Um, yeah. Um, and basically, since all your and Donna's books are through Lulu, you are the publisher, the both of you, and cover artist and editors, and yeah. Oh, I was wearing a Florida Gators baseball cap to do painting with out in the barbecue pergola, and I had done a little bit of work, and I went up to the convenience store to buy some beer, and somebody just said, "Oh, sorry about your team." I guess Georgia had just beat them in a game or something. Um, I'll have to quit wearing it outside the yard. I mean, the only reason I was wearing it because I need a hat I don't give a fuck about to where I can paint and get splattered and get sweat stained and stuff like that. Well, we're almost an hour in and no sign of Joe Dog, so uh, don't know. Chris would usually have checked in on his phone by now. So I'm guessing we may be Joe Dogless for the next 30 minutes, 35 minutes or so. But promoting Hallowcon seems to be a full-time job. That was unfortunate. Let's see. That'll relight it. Hmm. Hello, Dawn. Just got home from dinner with Emmy and Regina. Oh, good. I hope you had a well. Sounds like you had a great meal. Um, I wouldn't know. Took Lindsay to the dentist to get temporary soft liner for her new dentures. And they did not do a good job. They did not do a good job at all. So she's got to go back in August and have a little bit more surgery so that where her gums have been healing over the implants, where the dentures will anchor to, and then it'll be, I don't know, a month or so after that, she'll go back and get fitted for her final, well, no, not final, let's say supposedly permanent dentures. Meanwhile, she can't eat much at all.
What? John, put it back. Put what back?
You got some explaining to do, Dawn.
Yeah.
Yep, Carl, I understand completely. That's why I didn't go for implants. I just got the normal dentures, which I can't stand anyway. Right now, they're in a Ziploc baggie in clean water and in the freezer. And to wear them, I'll have to take them out of the freezer, let them thaw out.
That if you just take them while they're frozen solid and stick them in and like just let them freeze to your gums for a few seconds, you won't need effort in or whatever that stuff's called.
Polygrip.
Polygrip. That's the one.
Oh, explain the lack of beard and mustache.
It's summer.
Yeah, you may have noticed I trimmed mine up, but that was just because it was Mother's Day and we took Mom to Cracker Barrel. And I did not have any trouble eating that food without any teeth whatsoever. So, yeah. We got about halfway there, and Lindsay asked me, did I take my dentures out of the freezer so Mama wouldn't fuss at me for not having any teeth. And I went, no. I forgot about it. I will have to say, Mama ate more on Mother's Day than we have usually seen her eat anytime we take her out. Usually she just picks at her food. This time she cleaned her plate. Go, Mom. If it weren't for the noise level because it was Mother's Day, I could have heard more of what she was talking about. But it was pretty much a dull roar in there. It's like that on every holiday, though. Of course, Mom put her foot down and said, I want to eat at Cracker Barrel. I don't ever want to go to Texas Roadhouse again. I don't ever want to go to that steak place in Banks Crossing again. They keep the air conditioner set too low. They keep us right under a fan. The chairs are very uncomfortable. And in, I think it's Texas Roadhouse. If anybody even hints that it's your birthday, all the wait staff comes around your table and sings happy birthday to you. And Mom is just absolutely mortified somebody will do that.
Ooh, now you know what you got to do next birthday.
Not me.
You hire the local high school marching band to like show up during dinner and sing happy birthday.
Not me. That's a good way to get written out of the will. I do need to get some time off from all this stuff around the house where I can go visit her. She's not drinking enough water. She's not eating enough food. She's getting kind of frail. Of course, she is somewhere in the vicinity of 90. Not sure. Late 80s at the very best. I think I was born when she was 20 or 21, so I can do that math. I keep looking at this weather station on my desk. It's telling me the day of the week, and I think it's advertising that Mongolian band. Who? Because you can't really see the T in the abbreviation for Thursday. Just looks like it's an exclamation point and an HU. Minor annoyance, but what the hell? The what is a little whirligig thing called anerometer? The wind gauge? One that tells you the wind speed. That works real well, and so does the average as the numbers go up and down.
Anemometer, yes.
Okay. But the rain gauge has not ever worked. And I'm wondering if I've got the thing mounted off vertical. So that's something else I want to pick up from the why can't I remember the words? The hardware store. Get a couple of those clamps like you put together sections of a chain link fence and clamp it in there. It's no good you two telling me how to spell it. I'm dyslexic. I'm never going to be able to remember how to spell that. Without spell check, I can't even type.
Actually, that was pretty easy.
For you.
And, okay, you just got to think of Curie, okay? An emo-meter.
That was not kind.
But you'll never forget how to spell that word again, will you?
Well, not until I forget your mnemonic there. Oh, well, I've got to run down the hall. Hold the fort for a few minutes.
I don't have a fort to hold.
Build one. If you build it, the Indians will come.
Anyway. Oh, let's see. Microsoft is taking legal action against Luma Stealer. Apparently, there's some software out there that people have been using to steal stuff from various devices and stuff like that. And Department of Justice got involved with the FBI and Microsoft. And you see, they went after the domains that were actually hosting the people that were using it. Microsoft also took down 2,300 additional internet domains linked to criminal activity using the password. And you see, 10 million, FBI saying there was used in at least 1.7 million instances since 2023. Resulting in roughly 10 million infections. These infections resulted in the loss of more than 36 million in 2023 alone. They're offering a bounty of 10 million for information on cyber attacks against U.S. infrastructure conducted by foreign state-sponsored actors. Somebody in Zimbabwe is going to make some money. Yeah, it'd be nice when they start going after all these people and, like, you know. See, if I were Emperor of the United States and you committed a crime that cost so much money, there's no way that you would ever be able to pay it back in your entire lifetime. Mandatory organ donation. And then just instead of putting in an electric chair and wasting all the organs, recycling. Okay. Let's see here. Trying to find something to talk about other than my vicious dreams of stopping cyber attacks. Let's see here. See, the Trump administration revoked Harvard from they're no longer allowed to enroll international students, which I don't know how well that's going to work.
There we go.
Oh, there he is. Hey.
Oh, how far did we get in the comments?
Let's see. Now, we're gonna get Kiri on the show one night so he can explain this. He found some loose USB chargers. I was like, no, tempting to pick up, but definitely secure. Are they putting like chips in the chargers with programming for installing malware? Or? Because the one I heard about the other day, I had somebody telling me about this. Apparently, he says that China has put kill switches in solar panels. I have no idea where he got that from, but well, actually, I do have an idea, but.
Nice, Don. Uncle Carl says, yes, Kerry, they can put spy stuff on there and viruses. Well, there was at least one case that seems to be factual. I do not know for sure, where somebody put a listening device inside an outlet strip.
Now I've seen those. You can buy them at like spy tech stores
Yeah.
with it have like electrical outlets with little windows for the camera and stuff like that.
Does that mean you'll
The
get
big one with smoke alarms with cameras in them.
fat lot of good they're going to do getting only a picture of my bookcase across the hall?
Well, no, because a lot of smoke alarms nowadays they don't mount them on the ceiling; they mount them on the walls.
Yeah,
It's good, easier to get to if you need to. So,
definitely. Does that mean you get to stay late at the green room, Don? Saw one at the Hamilton Place bus stop. Made a video saying it was a security risk and loose USB chargers can act like bad USBs and inject commands that would give hackers control of a device.
I saw something the other day, and the guy he was took a screwdriver and started poking around the keypad on a gas station credit card thing, and pulled up, and it was a fake keypad that looked just like the original keypad that had been glued onto the first keypad, which didn't make any sense to me because the keypad doesn't read the credit card number, does it? I mean, it's
No, but it does read your
no, but it's not the
pin.
what. That's just it. It didn't have anything to do with the magnetic strip thing. It was just the keypad. The only thing it would be able to read would be yes or no. Because it asks you, do you want a receipt? Yes or no.
I'm always having to put in either my zip code or if I'm using a debit card, I have to put in my PIN. So
we have a new QT station down here in Ringgold. It's right there on the interstate, and they have regular gasoline, not ethanol. They have real gas. So that's where I go get my real gas now. And I went down there the other day to get gasoline, and it didn't. All it wanted to know is if I wanted a receipt, yes or no.
One of the convenience stores in the neighborhood is like that. Just hold the card in front of the screen.
Ours, what do they call it? Oh darn it! Ours isn't working, so you actually have to put the chip in for the chip reader to work. So we need a new card.
Let's see, where are we? Kevin Mitnick's appearance on Dr. Phil. Yeah, I'm familiar with Kevin Mitnick. Yep. And they'll do that to get your PIN, and they have a fake reader to get your card number. Usually it's part of the same device.
Yeah, but but most credit card machines that I know of don't ask for PINs.
It's a lottery around here.
Unless you want cash back, then it'll ask for a PIN.
Well, there's no uniformity to the card readers around here. And basically, we were just told, make sure it doesn't have one of those pirating add-ons to the regular card reader, because they'll build in something to read the strip as the gas pump is reading the strip.
Now that
they've also got the rig where it reads your PIN number, or if it's a credit card, your zip code.
I've seen the ones they put over the credit card reader. And it reads your credit card as of course, nowadays everybody got the little radio doodad in their card or the chip reader. And it's hard to fake a chip reader these days because you'd have to have something that inserts inside the thing that they've got or close to it anyway.
Well, it can be done, but if you got that much brains, apply for an IT job and make more money. I've got one of those RFID wallets that won't let my credit cards and debit card be read with a scanner outside of me. But, probably won't be long till they can override that too.
No, it works like a Faraday cage. It blocks the radio transmitter, so nothing they can really do about that. Except make a powerful enough radio transmitter, which would basically be like putting your credit card in a microwave. But,
Don't talk about that again. Somebody will do it just to mess up everybody's credit cards. They won't give a damn about getting into your bank account or stealing your identity. They'll just give you a horrible time having to redo all of your cards.
you ever see these people that get the chips implanted in their arm, in their wrist or whatever, and that's their credit card, and they go up, boop. It's got the radio transmitter and stuff like that, which basically is the same thing I put in my dog. But
yeah.
Oop, wait a minute. Not yet. You remember the thing we were talking about a little earlier about the North Korean destroyer that didn't exactly launch the way they wanted it to?
Oh, you finally found pictures of it? Ooh.
That's the area where they built it. That's the launch area there. And you can actually see the destroyer sitting here. There's a couple of tugboats sitting there waiting to pull the launch thing. And as you can see, that ain't the angle they wanted at.
Yeah, went in released a little bit early. And now they've got a new coral reef.
Oh, I just feel so bad for those folks.
That makes one of us. Of course, it's almost more than your life is worth to try and escape.
I have been told that they were actually having a big problem with that so many people were escaping. Their population was going down.
Well, I mean, if they don't start growing some food and letting other people have it inside the country, their population is going to continue to decline unless there's only the ruling family left.
And then he went and sent his military to Russia, and they're getting knocked off like bowling pins at a bowling tournament.
As Carl just said, couldn't happen to a better country. Actually, when you can have proof from orbital photographs. Hey, good dog.
Good grief at the damn traffic. John will understand this. Damn, John, you shaved.
I did? Ah! Oh, okay.
It took me 45 minutes to get from that hill just above Ringgold on 75 coming my way.
Yeah.
To the 75 split.
Darn. What is it? Road work or?
Road work.
Traffic accident or?
Road work.
Latent stupidity.
Hey, it's like Clark County or Atlanta. That road work's been going on for 3 generations now and shows no sign of ever getting anything done.
It's almost there.
We'll see. I'm
Jan,
definitely going to have to fire up the GPS and get an update before.
you head for LibertyCon.
Yep.
Dan, you will see a remarkable close to ready time by LibertyCon.
Does that still mean it's going to go from 8 lanes to 2?
Yeah.
I won't notice anything except the panic on Lindsay's face and my pulse racing.
Well, if you get there early, like noonish, you'll fly right in.
Not going to happen.
Well, if you try to get through there at rush hour, hell no.
We can't even leave the house by noon.
So it'll put you right there at rush hour.
Always does.
It took Jay 5 hours to get from Macon to the hotel.
In Dalton?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Okay, hey, there y'all are. I can see now. I had the wrong glasses on.
Oh.
Oh, so what? Go ahead.
I forgot to ask Aunt Donna how she liked the lap cam from Wednesday night's Creatives at Play. They had me on there doing leather work, and I was angling the camera before I actually put the little workboard in my lap. And Dawn was saying, "Hey, somebody needs to take a screenshot." And I'm going, "It ain't much to look at here. Move along. These are not the droids you're interested in." Y'all quit fighting over the controls.
Oh, that's 24. Catch that camera from up 75. Yeah, that one will do it.
That's the Bass Pro Shop and the golf place and the Welcome Center.
Yeah, come back one.
What do you mean back? Like
towards you, closer to you.
That's the only one I can get into.
They're at 41.
Hmm?
There isn't one any. Well, if you scroll down a little bit. Head south.
If I scroll down, that's Georgia. I have to go to GDOT to get them.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
Well, you can see the red. Oh.
I don't think Aunt Donna's talking about the highway cameras there.
Ooh, yeah, I can see the red. Apparently, there's that. Let me see here. Camera. Okay, let me see. Here's the. Nope.
Maybe. No.
There we go.
You bring it up, I'll turn it on.
All right. Turn it on. Let's see. Wait, let's go. There we go. That's at the Welcome Center looking south.
Yeah.
Yeah, northbound seems to be pretty much a standstill.
Yeah. Of course, it didn't help that I got right behind two truck drivers, thought they were going to play traffic cops.
Oh.
I love it when they do that. Yeah.
The only thing I hate worse is when I'm going along in the fast lane, and one of the truckers pulls out and immediately slows down by 15 miles an hour.
Yeah, you were stuck in some traffic, weren't you?
Yeah. By the time I hit traffic, I could have, I got over into, the fast lane so I could hit 75 on up. Nope, I missed all the damn exits because I couldn't get over.
Mm.
And that's right about that hill just above Ringgold, isn't it?
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, it's about where that is because the Ringgold exit don't show nothing.
Well, Joe Dog's home now. The parade's been called off.
Yeah.
It won't inconvenience him now.
Yeah. And the show's over.
Pretty much, yeah. So, let's see. So, what are we doing Saturday? Are you going to be at the show, Joe?
I'll be down. Yeah, I'll be down in Dalton Saturday.
Are you going to take a computer and do the video thing?
I doubt it. I'll be having too much fun. We got to say, see you later, y'all.
Not everybody.
I'm gonna jump in on your show, Dan.
Okay.
All right. Bye, y'all.
There.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.